So the thing that I'm sort of obsessing about right now is friendship. There's an entire industry to help us be better leaders. There's an entire industry to help us be better parents. There's an entire industry to help us eat better, exercise better, sleep better. And yet, there's barely anything on how to be a friend. And if you think about all the mental health challenges that so many of us are facing today, whether it's coping with stress, depression, anxiety, addiction, even obsession with longevity, friendship is the ultimate biohack that literally fixes all those things.
I've been thinking a lot about friendship and what it means. And a friend of mine actually said to me on a trip recently, she said, in successful spaces, oftentimes people will use the word sacrifice. You know, we heard many people, we heard Martin, we had so many people up on the stage saying sacrifice, 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 sacrifice. And she said one of the most powerful things ever to me. She said, when we say we've sacrificed something for our career, we shouldn't be afraid to put a name to who that sacrifice was, because oftentimes it was the people in our lives that we call friends.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, have you been thinking about that? Like, what is the balance? What is the confluence? Like, how do you think of friendship and then the sacrifice that brings you here to sit with people where you may make new friends or not?
Well, I think definitely for me, and I can't speak for anybody else, but definitely for me, I think the sacrifice was lopsided. And I think, especially for high performers who I think later on in life, you start to realize that that network of friends sometimes isn't there because you've sacrificed. You know, the number of us who have canceled on friends because a meeting comes up.
Yeah.
Because they'll understand.
Yeah.
Right? And yet the reverse is very rarely true. That we'll say to somebody for a meeting, can we meet on Friday instead of Thursday? Because in my calendar, we wouldn't say it, but in my calendar is a friend. And definitely for me, the times where I have tripped, slipped, fell, hit rock bottom, felt alone, any of those spaces, my work wasn't going to rescue me. There was always a friend who saw it and recognized it in me, who picked me up. And so I realized that we talk about investing. We talk about, you know, and this is a different kind of investment. Maybe I won't achieve that thing, or maybe I'll miss that deadline, or maybe I'll miss that quarter. You know, it's a different kind of sacrifice. We think of sacrifice as always against people, but I can make a sacrifice for my career, for my friends. And it's about striking that right balance. Because your friends will be there for you, your work won't.